Warning! This video is intended for educational and MS documentary purposes. The host, Jenny, of the podcast show, The Demon Within, is not a doctor or any type of professional medical advisor.
I am a warrior.
They say the scariest monsters are the ones you never see coming. The ones that hide under the bed or behind the closet door. But what do you do when the monster isn't under the bed? What if the monster is the bed? And the floor? And the very skin you're wrapped in? Welcome back to The Demon Within, Surviving MS. I'm your host, Jenny. I'm a warrior, a professional nap taker, and a reluctant host to a roommate named multiple sclerosis. Last week, we talked about the diagnosis. That moment, the doctor hands you a life sentence wrapped in a medical pamphlet. Today, we're diving into the great deception. We're talking about the poltergeist in the mirror. You know the one. You look in the mirror and you see a perfectly normal human. Your family looks at you and sees a person who just needs a little bit more sunshine. But inside the house is on fire. The pipes are screaming and you feel like you're dying in slow motion. Let's talk about why looking fine is the scariest part of this whole damn show. The mask of sanity. Let's talk about the mirror. Every morning, I do a check. I brush my teeth, holding the toothbrush with a hand that feels like it belongs to a mannequin, and I look at myself. My skin is clear. My eyes are bright. I don't have a cast on my leg or a bandage on my head. To the outside world, I am a final girl who survives the movie. But the mirror, that mirror is a liar. Here's the funny, not so funny, part of a mess. The pretty fatigue. Every time family, friends, or associates see me, they think I'm so well put together. They see a woman who's always on the go with a smile on her face. But that's not the reality of my life. My mornings are painful. I wake up on an everyday basis feeling like I'm drunk. Which sucks. Because it feels like the after effects of a good party without going to one. You know, I get the side effects without having the fun. And it's not something I enjoy. I have to deal with ridiculous migraines that never go away. Blurry vision or partial vision with only having one eye that's functioning. My muscles are stiff, but no matter how I'm feeling, I have to put on my costume. My normal costume. I'm sure many of you MS warriors understand that concept. Your moms, your sisters, your wives, your brothers, you are different titles in your life, and there is literally a costume that you put on, even though it's not Halloween. It's your normal costume, right? So, I do my hair, my makeup, and I get dressed, right? That's what we all do. That's our morning routine. We're getting set for the day. I put on all my jewelry. MS jewelry. See? My husband got me these. Put it all on, along with that fake smile, so that nobody knows I'm dying inside. Literally. And the world believes my act. I put on the performance that I'm doing fine. And people actually believe it. Even those closest to me believe it. However, just because I don't look like a zombie from The Walking Dead doesn't mean I'm fine. My smile is to make you and everyone else around me feel comfortable, okay? It's just for you guys. Because if those who loved me and that are around me actually knew the truth of the amount of pain I'm really in, they'd run to the nearest hospital and beg a doctor to fix me. Multiple sclerosis is a master of disguise. It's the ultimate gaslighter. If multiple sclerosis were visible, family and friends would cry each time they saw me. Even the simple task, like getting ready in the morning, it's exhausting for any MS patient. Most people with MS spend their energy trying to look normal so we don't scare the neighbors. And then we're punished for it because nobody believes we're actually sick. It's literally a self-sabotaging masquerade. When I walk anywhere, especially outside of my home, when I'm out and about, at stores and so forth, I tend to repetitively repeat in my head, heel to toe, heel to toe, heel to toe. I do this so I don't trip. I'm mentally trying to tell myself to walk correctly, since I have absolutely no balance and I feel drunk all the time. It's extremely tiring smiling and trying to walk normal when I don't feel normal. I'm always in pain and I'm always tired. When you have a broken arm, people sign the cast. When you have MS, they ask, "Why are you taking it easy?" Or tell you that everyone gets tired. How many of you out there have heard that? Someone tell you, "Oh, everyone gets tired. You have a busy life." It makes you want to apologize for your own suffering, right? It makes you start to wonder if the pain is even real, until the lightning bolt hits your spine again and reminds you that the demon is very, very hungry and very real. And for those of you who do not know what I mean by lightning bolts, let me explain. In MS, we call the lightning bolts pain zingers. Imagine your nerves are like electrical wires in your house. Normally, they're wrapped in a thick plastic insulation. But MS is like a rodent that gets into the walls. It chews the plastic away, leaving the wires raw and exposed. When I move my head just the right way, or if the wind outside blows, and it hits my face, those raw wires that I'm talking about touch, right? That's called Lhermitte sign. It's a literal electric shock that screams down my spine and into my legs. It only lasts a second, but it's so violent, it feels like my soul just short-circuited. Then there's the face pain. Trigeminal neuralgia. Please forgive me if I butchered that. I'm trying my best. It's like a lightning bolt hitting your jaw because you dared to smile or just brushing your teeth. To you, the person who's in front of me at the time witnessing this, I'm just standing there, maybe blinking a little fast. To me, my internal wiring is sparking and catching fire. It's a jump scare that never ends. You know that moment when you're seeing a scary movie and it's building to that real scary climax, like that's jump at the end of that. That's how it is for an MS patient with that pain. Multiple sclerosis is extremely painful and does so many weird things to your body. No matter how fine we look, we're just not. We're not. There's a specific kind of grief in looking fine. It's the grief of being a ghost in your own life. You're present, but you're not there. You're at the dinner table laughing at a joke while your left hand is completely numb and your vision is blurred at the edges, and you're secretly wondering if this is the day that the lights finally go out for good. It's really hard to talk about, and it feels dramatic. It feels like we're attention-seeking because there's no blood, no bandages, no outward sign of a war, right? But I'm talking about it today because I am tired of being a warrior in silence. I'm tired of the mirror lying to me. If you're listening to this podcast from your bed because you're too tired to get up, or from your car because you're too exhausted to walk from the car to the front door, or from the bathroom floor where you're crying because your body feels like a cage of fire, I see you. The world, they might see a normal person, but I see the fight. I see the invisible scars. You aren't crazy, and you aren't weak. You're carrying a weight that would crush most people, and you're doing it while wearing the mask of, I'm fine, I'm okay.
Hold that thought, everyone. We're briefly evicting the demon within for a quick word from the folks who keep our lights on and our infusion chairs comfortable. Stay tuned. We'll be back to wrestling the beast in just a moment. The demon within will return after these messages, provided we can remember where we left the microphone.
Samantha Stacy started the Cute Cane Shop after being diagnosed with multiple sclerosis. As a young cane user, she couldn't find anything that matched her style and personality. Samantha loves creating custom designs for the young and young at heart. Her amazing canes were featured in Cope magazine. Visit her shop on Etsy at cutecaneshopetsy.com.
Hey, I'm Sam, the owner of Cute Cane Shop, and this is just a reminder that your cane or mobility aid does not ruin your outfit.
Now, if you didn't already know before this show, I had another show with my daughter called Milkshakes and Ghosts. My daughter and I went on ghost hunts and then discussed the most haunted places while drinking milkshakes. It was a lot of fun. I've been asked if I was ever scared of some of the haunted locations we went to, and my answer was always the same. No, I was not once scared, even when I should have been in a lot of situations that we were in. But no, the scariest thing I've ever been through in my life is this chronic illness. That is truly what has been scary. Living with MS is like living in a haunted house that looks freshly painted on the outside. Inside, however, the wiring is sparking and the floorboards are screaming. Now, let's pull back the curtain. If you don't have MS, or you're a family member to someone you love dearly who has MS, and you're trying to understand, let me take you into the torture chamber of the invisible symptoms of this haunted house, also known as my body. Now, I have given these symptoms funny names because medical terminology can be a tongue twister, like I was trying to do before, and probably failed epically at it. So, I just decided funnier names would be a little bit more better to understand and remember. We're going to talk about the first thing, which is called, well, I call it the electric slide. And no, this is not a fun dance. I wish it was. You're looking down at your phone, maybe checking a text message, right? And bam! A bolt of lightning shoots from your brain to your toes. And you jump like you touched a live wire. Your husband looks up. You okay? And you just say, I'm fine. Right? I'm fine. Because how do you explain that your own spine just tried to electrocute you for looking at a meme? So, I'm fine, I'm okay, is a lie that MS patients tell their significant others and loved ones every day of their life. It is the biggest lie we tell ourselves. Number 2, we're going to talk about the ghost mittens. Ever try to button a shirt while wearing thick, itchy wool mittens? That's my skin right now. It's not that I can't feel anything, it's that I feel static. It's like a poltergeist. It's constantly brushing against my arm. But when I look down, there's nothing there. Just me, feeling a haunting that no one else can see. MS is literally invisible to most everyone. The people that are suffering and going through it, we feel all these things. And to the rest of the world, we look normal. But we're not. We're not by any sense, and that's okay. We're different. Number 3, the dead channel. This is the one that honestly breaks my heart. I'll be mid-sentence telling my kids I love them or explaining a dream and then click. The file is instantly corrupted. The word is just gone that I was just about to say. And then I'm standing there, mouth open, looking perfectly fine and looking perfectly normal, while my brain literally feels like a TV tuned to a dead channel. It's not just forgetting, it's losing a piece of real time. It's losing yourself. To your family, you just look spacey or distracted. To you, it feels like the lights are flickering out in the basement and you can't find the fuse box. It's terrifying to lose yourself while your body stays perfectly still. Now we're going to talk about number 4, the hug that nobody wanted, the MS hug. That's something that all of us warriors go through. I've discussed a lot of invisible symptoms. I've talked about fatigue that feels like lead in your veins, or the brain fog that turns your thoughts into static. But there is one symptom that isn't just a quiet fading away. It's an arrival. It's an uninvited guest that walks into the room, locks the door, and wraps its arms around you so tight that you can't scream. We call it the MS hug. It sounds cozy, doesn't it? Like something a grandmother would give you on a snowy afternoon. But for those of us who live it, the name is just a cruel joke. I'm going to discuss with you the sensation of an MS hug, how it actually feels like, because it's not warm and cozy. Imagine you're wearing a corset. Now, imagine that corset is made of barbed wire and cooling iron. Someone is standing behind you churning a crank, tightening it notch by notch. It starts at the ribs, a dull ache that quickly sharpens into a crushing pressure. You try to take a deep breath, but your lungs hit a wall. Your brain sends a frantic signal. Something is wrong. We're being crushed. But there is no corset. There is no attacker. It's just your own nervous system, misfiring, sending a frantic panic signal because of protective coating on your nerve is fraying. Your intercostal muscles are spasming in the dark, clutching your ribcage in a panic phantom grip. I remember the first time I got that MS hug like it was yesterday. And it's not a memory that's a good one. The first time it happened, I was actually driving. I pulled over because I thought I was having a heart attack. I sat down in a lane, clutching the steering wheel, crying because I couldn't expand my chest. I thought to myself, this is it. This is how the lights go out for Jenny. I waited for the end, but the end unfortunately never came. Just the grip. It stayed for hours and hours and hours. I felt like a bird honestly trapped in a cage, and the cage was just getting smaller and smaller and smaller. The scary part of the MS hug is that it mimics things that can kill us. Heart attacks, gallbladder failure, and so forth. It forces you to play a terrifying game of, is this MS or is this the end? And even when you know it's just a spasm, the body doesn't care. The lizard brain stays in fight or flight mode. You're exhausted from simply trying to inhale against the weight of a phantom giant sitting on your chest. Here's a heartfelt truth. This is the part that doctors don't tell you in the medical brochures. The MS hug is lonely. How do you explain to your partner, your child, or your friend that you're in agony while you're just sitting on the couch. You look fine. You aren't bleeding. You aren't shaking. You're just still. You're holding your breath because moving makes the claws dig in deeper. It's a physical manifestation of the MS journey, feeling trapped inside a body that is acting without your permission. If you're listening to this and you're feeling that grip right now, if the hug has found you today, take a second, look at your hands, wiggle your toes. You are still here. The cage is tight, but it has not broken you. You're breathing through a straw, but you know what? You're breathing. Okay? The grip will eventually loosen, I promise, and this shall pass as all things in life do. And I'm here with you right now, understanding what you're going through, because we all go through the same thing, and this fight is not yours alone. It is our fight. We are all in this together. So how do we bridge that gap? How do we make the invisible visible? I've spent a whole lot of time being angry at my family for not getting it, quote unquote. But I realized I was expecting them to see a ghost without having ghost hunting equipment. Really important, by the way, if you're ghost hunting. Former podcast, that I had with my daughter, we were always prepared. So I automatically expected my family to be prepared for what I was going through. But they weren't. How can they be? In order for them to be prepared, I'd have to give them the ghost hunting equipment. Same concept as if my daughter and I were still ghost hunting. Need the equipment to do it properly, to understand. Here's some advice I'd like to give all of you out there to help your family and friends better understand what you, the MS warrior, is going through. Number 1, use analogies, not anatomy. Don't tell them your demyelination is flaring. Tell them your nervous system is like a phone charger with a frayed wire, as I discussed in my first episode. Sometimes it charges, and sometimes it sparks, and sometimes it just stops working for no reason at all. Number 2, the battery metaphor. I tell my family I start the day with 5 tokens. Brushing my teeth is 1. Making breakfast is token number 2. If I use all 5 by afternoon time, my battery is drained for the rest of the day. By 5 p.m., I can no longer function. My battery has to charge, and it won't be full charge until the next day. I've heard a lot of you out there who have emailed me talk about that. You've discussed how literally if you're around people or go out, you need a full day to recharge. It's not just you. I go through the same thing. If I have an event with family or friends, or if I'm out with my kids, I need a full day to recharge the next day. It's just how this works. Number 3, invite them to your next neurology appointment. Let them hear the doctor describe the lesions on your brain. Sometimes they need to see the blueprints to help them better understand. And for all my warriors out there, let's talk about what we say to family and friends on a day-to-day basis. I'm fine. I'm okay. This is called the vulnerability strategy. Stop saying I'm fine when you're dying. If you look fine, but you feel like you're being crushed by a gravity or an unseen force, then you say it. Say what you're feeling. Yell it to the rooftop if you have to. Remember, people don't always understand what they can't see. And since MS can sometimes be invisible to the world, it's important to tell others you don't feel good. At this stage in my life, I'm just now starting to do that. And sometimes with being verbal about it, people still don't understand, and that's okay too. People won't always be able to understand or comprehend what you're going through. The important thing is, at least you vocalized it. Eventually, they'll come around. And if they don't, it's time to walk away and keep your peace, even if that means sometimes having to remove loved ones from your life. Remember, MS patients, we have less time to waste. Every moment for us with multiple sclerosis is very precious. We don't have time for the bullshit people give us or take up in our life. There's no time for that. When it comes to the people important in your life, acknowledge their fear. It's hard for our families too, not just us. It's scary for them to see us fine 1 minute and then fatal the next. They think since we look fine, then it must be true, right? They want it to be true. But those of us with MS, we know it's not. Be patient with them, but be honest with yourself. You don't owe anyone wellness just because you have a pretty face today. To my family listening today, when I say I'm tired, it does not mean I need a nap. I mean my soul feels heavy. When I say I'm fine, I'm just trying to protect you from the scary stuff. Please don't look at the mirror. Look at me. Look at us. Look at all the warriors out there. And speaking of which, to all my fellow warriors out there, if you're listening to this and you've been accused of faking it or exaggerating, I want you to look into the mirror right now. Ignore the poltergeist. You're carrying the weight of the world that would crush any healthy person out there. You're performing a miracle every day just by standing upright while your nerves are misfiring. You aren't fine. You're a warrior in disguise. And if someone tells you, you look fine, how can there be anything wrong with you? Just remember, the stars look beautiful from a distance, but they're actually big balls of fire and chaos. You are a star. You are burning, yes, but you're still shining. Next week on The Demon Within, we're going to discuss brain fog. Or as I like to call it, where the hell did I put my keys? I'm Jenny, giving a voice to the invisible war us warriors face. Until next time, thanks for joining me, and keep fighting that demon. Stay strong. Warrior strong.
Is blessed. No matter what obstacle she faces, she finds a way to make it through. She's a survivor and a champion, and there's nothing that can be said or done that can ever take that away from her. This woman is blessed, believe it, she's a champion, living without stress, believe it, she's a champion. This woman is blessed, believe it, she's a champion, living